Good morning, students and potential students around the world. In today's instructional video, I'm going to give you a broad overview of the 5 or 6 different areas in which I teach jazz piano or pop piano. I've realized over the years that students don't know what they don't know. So for example, you might want to learn how to memorize. Well, there's basically 2 key concepts that will get you to memorize very quickly. You might want to learn to harmonize with jazz chords. In other words, take a fake book and soup it up, add 9s, 11s, 13s, etc. You might know how to do that already, but you want to learn how to do different voicings. Meaning, for example, open position, rootless voicings, cluster voicings, tritones, right? All the many different ways in which we can voice or arrange the notes of a chord. Others might want to learn to arrange from scratch. Take a basic triadic arrangement and then go to the next level with chord substitutions. For example, the 3 and the 6 chord can sub for 1. The 4 can sub for the 2 or vice versa. You can put a 2 in front of a 5, etc. Okay, so there's these concepts that when you learn them, they're lifelong. Many of you, as my students, understand that that's my way of teaching. But I'm speaking to current students to show them different areas which they may or may not want to pursue, but also potential students to show you jazz piano in particular, just in general rather, is very concept-based. Now you don't get that when you're practicing Beethoven, when you're at the note level, you're just seeing dots on a page. But even Beethoven, you can see quite a few elements of circle of fifths, diatonic chord movement, diminished moving into minors, all these different conceptual ideas that run throughout Western civilization music. So let me show you a few examples. First thing, if you're interested in learning how to memorize, there's really just 2 concepts that you need to get second nature, and that is what I call the true circle of fifths, okay, and 7 diatonic chords. 7 diatonic chords are simply a fancy word which means the notes that are within the key. So if we're in the key of C major, turn up the volume here, we have 7 chords, each of which are built on the first note of the scale. So this is the first chord, or the 1 chord in the key of C, the 2 chord in the key of C, etc. Right? There's 7 different notes in C. If we build a chord on each of those notes and keep the notes all white, because we're in the key of C major, we get what's called the 7 chords within the key of C major, or the 7 diatonic chords. Okay? And the other element you need to understand to memorize quickly is the circle of fifths. Very briefly, I don't teach it as a circle although it does go around and comes back. The way to teach it is via a mnemonic. Okay? If you go to YouTube, you'll see all these letters on a circle and a clock. You go left, you go right, clockwise, counterclockwise. You go up a fourth, you go down a fifth. No. The true circle of fifths spells a word, bead. Right? So if I'm on a B chord, it tends to go to E, Edward, which goes to alpha, then to dog, then to girl. Okay, that just spelled a word. Bead, bead, B-E-A-D. B-E-A-A-D. Right? So there's these little tricks that I've developed, okay, and good jazz teachers will teach you to expedite your learning. I love quotes. One of my favorites is by Richard Feynman, the famous physicist. He says, quote, "If you couldn't explain it something simply, you didn't understand it." Right? So we don't need to see a circle. We don't need to watch 100 YouTube videos. We just need to learn how to spell the word bead. Okay? For example, let's do Fly Me to the Moon, starting with B. Let's see. I've never really played it in this key, but here we go. B to E to A to G to D, rather. So that's your B to B, E to A. So if I had one thing to teach you, I had one lesson, That's what I would teach you, the circle of fifths, the power of the circle of fifths. What does that allow you to do? It allows you to memorize songs in minutes, literally minutes, and have them lifelong because you can spell bead, right? Allows you to transpose. You might play Arthur's theme in one key and modulate or transpose to a different key. Now I have a 5-minute song instead of 2. So that's one area I can definitely help you with if you're interested. Another area is harmonizing with jazz chords, adding ninths, 11ths, and 13ths, right? For example, here's Arthur's theme again. Here's a 13, right? Here's a ninth. Here's a 6-9, right? Major 9, right? What scale degrees, so-called extensions, 9s, 11s, and 13s, can you add to certain chords? There are rules, and the more you experiment, the more you realize, oh, I can add a ninth to anything. I can do a flat 9 to a dominant. Again, this is what I call golden nuggets. Voicings. Okay, voicings are how you play the chord. What arrangement of notes? Is it an inversion? Is it in root position? Is it rootless? All right, here's Misty in root position open. But here it is rootless. Right? Completely different sound. Much more modern, right? So maybe you want to learn how to play, something besides close position or something beyond open position, right? Rootless, clusters, tritones. Also, I can teach you how to arrange from scratch. Let's say you take a tune like Happy Birthday, right? We'll do the triads. Transform that into something like this. Add a 7th. Do the dominant of the dominant, right? And then the dominant of the dog minor. Okay? There's these concepts. One of them I call the dominant or pure dominant. It's basically putting a 5 chord in front of a target. So if my first chord is C major, whether it's a triad or a 7th, I can try doing its respective 5 chord. So if this is my target chord, C major, its 5 is G dominant. So here's G dominant, which of course pulls to C major. Now we can add color to that dominant. Raise the 5th, we can do color to the major. 9th, right? Here's my target chord, G7. What's the 5 of G7? D. So I could do a D7, try a D7, immediately preceding the G dominant. Here we go. 5 of C, here's 5 of G. See it? All right? So concepts like that are very, very powerful because once you learn the concept, you're just trying to put the respective 5 chord in front of a target chord. Okay? So just wanted to talk brief overview of some of the ideas and concepts I teach students. If you are interested in taking a free 30-minute consultation with me, no obligation anywhere in the world, I teach over Skype, real-time lessons over Skype. I also have over 400 instructional videos and many flexible plans. A lot of adults are very busy, so I offer hour lessons every other week. I even offer some flex lessons. So if you're interested in that at all, please go to my website, pianoweb.com, fill out the contact page, or you can text me at 847 in the United States, 847-401-1721. That's Mark Miller at 847-401-1721. And I currently have 4 openings, so if you are at all interested, please call me as soon as possible, and we'll schedule a free 30-minute consultation and figure out just exactly what you want to learn. But everything's concept-based. Our strength is our mind. We don't have 8 hours a day to practice, but we can learn 15, 18, 20 concepts, have them lifelong, because concepts, when you understand a concept, it's lifelong, and then just apply them, have fun, and be creative. So look forward to hearing from you. I hope this was enlightening and gave you some ideas on what you may want to study further. Have a great day.